Kelli Smith was naked from the waist down when she drove in the wrong direction on a freeway and slammed head-on into another car. In her mangled SUV, paramedics find Kelli unconscious, her feet bare, and Kelli's pants crumpled in the back seat. The driver she hit head-on, Thomas Sullivan, is killed. Cops say it's a clear case of drunk driving and charge her with involuntary manslaughter. But was Kelli really drunk, or was she drugged?
The last memory she has is setting her drink down.
In a stunning defense, Kelli's attorney, Jennifer Bukowski, says her client may have been slipped a date rape drug, causing her to drive on the wrong side of the highway.
With everything in your heart, do you guys believe that she was raped?
Absolutely, yes. No doubt in our minds.
The fateful night begins with a visit to a bar near the campus of the University of Missouri in Columbia. Kelli, then 22 years old, is the designated driver. She drops off some friends at this home where a party is underway. At 2:39 a.m., Kelli leaves the house and drives away. What happens shortly after that is a blur.
Something dramatically changed with Kelli to where all of a sudden she's heading in this path across the state of Missouri.
Kelli gets on Interstate 70, heading east, away from where she lives in Columbia, towards St. Louis. Then somehow she ends up on the wrong side of the freeway, going westbound in the eastbound lane. 50 miles from her home, Kelli plows into auto worker Thomas Sullivan's car, killing him instantly. She's unconscious, rushed to the hospital. There, doctors find what appear to be finger pry marks on her inner thighs.
A doctor and 4 nurses felt so strongly about this that they took the very highly unusual step of performing a rape exam on an unconscious patient to preserve that evidence.
But Kelli cannot remember a thing. She suffered a brain injury so severe it wiped out her memory of the accident and other things about that terrible night. 7.5 hours after the deadly head-on, troopers take a blood sample. Her blood alcohol level then, 0.085. Barely over the legal limit. She was charged with involuntary manslaughter. Her lawyer claims Kelli is a victim, too. A victim of sexual assault.
One of her high-heeled shoes is found back here, too. And it's above that we have these kind of markings, which appear to me could be handprints that could have occurred during the sexual assault.
Kelli's lawyer tells KTVI cops made a critical mistake. Waiting 7.5 hours to draw blood caused the test to miss traces of a date rape drug. Then, she says police could have contaminated the sample.
It was in his car for 59 hours and 51 minutes as he drove around and kept it in a heated shed at his house. Then it was left for about a week in a room in the courthouse.
The rape test kit taken at the hospital shows no semen, but Bukowski claims there was damage to Kelli's cervix. During cross-examination, she tears into the lead investigator, asking about possible evidence of a sexual assault. In your experience with car crashes, how many times do you see injuries to a cervix? I don't know what you're asking to a cervix, he replied. You don't know what a cervix is? No. Explain that to me, please.
Which infuriated me because this is the man that just testified that he, as a so-called sexual assault expert investigator, ruled out rape. He also said he gave the case a look-see.
Jurors deliberated for more than 10 hours, but were deadlocked.
We went to the judge, and he says, nope, you guys got to work on it and come with a decision.
Juror Gloria Langnecker claims the next day she caves into pressure, voting to convict Kelli on a charge of first-degree manslaughter.
I was pushed into being guilty.
Thomas Sullivan's brother speaking at the sentencing, saying, Kelli went out with the intent to drink. She drank. She didn't stop. Kelli is not the victim. She is the aggressor. The judge sentenced Kelli to 5 years in prison. But this case is far from over.
We want to know, who was responsible, who set all these events in motion that early morning of February 25th.
Kelli appeals the conviction, her attorney saying that law enforcement's failure to refrigerate the blood sample for 10 days after its collection caused the blood to ferment, resulting in a higher blood alcohol content result at the time of the test than actually existed at the time of the draw. The state appellate court agreed, tossing out her conviction, finding the possibility of new evidence of a drugging and sexual assault is compelling enough to warrant a new trial.
Her first reaction when learning someone had died was that she wished God had taken her, but since he didn't, she feels that she needs to live her life the best way that she can to improve the lives of all those around her, and she has.
Today, Kelli is free on bond, even going to baseball games with her family. but her father says Kelli is keeping the family of Thomas Sullivan uppermost in her mind.
They lost a son, a father, brother, husband, and it was just horrific, and our hearts bleed out for them.